What kind of market are we in? We're in a seller's market. And who would I be teaching great things about teams if I didn't teach you how to get more seller leads in real estate today? I'm going to give you some specific ways of generating seller leads, but at the very end of this video, I'm going to give you the ability to download our #1 converted lead generation source, the 8651 ebook. And I'm going to share with you 14 different ways of generating seller leads in real estate. So are you ready? So buckle up, let's go, and I'm going to just give it to you. You know, many of our clients go through different phases in their business where when we look at what generates opportunities, we realize that there's some consistency across all these mega teams in the country. And that is that those who list generate more consistent revenue. A lot of people think there's a shortage of leads or listings out there today. And while listing inventory is down, I would challenge you that it's not that the market is down, it's that you don't have them. If you need more listings, you got to do more activities that generate listings. You can't rely on what's going on in the marketplace to determine your success as a leader. Mahalo Landon in North Carolina, one of our team leaders looked at their leads from a year ago and they looked at their listings and they knew that if they wanted to get back on track to keep their team performing at a higher level, they had to increase their listings. So we focused on the one thing that would move the needle the most. It wasn't marketing. It was face-to-face listing appointments. And we knew that if we did the right things, we could generate more face-to-face listing appointments. And I'm going to share with you what those things are. The results of what Mahalo did were simply these. Number one, a year ago, they wrote 26 contracts in January. This year, they wrote 32. They met with 86 people in January, and it was the same number as 2022, but they did it with 600 fewer conversations. So, by changing the way they message to the market, by focusing on the secret sauce, the 8651, and by focusing on the activities that generate listing appointments, they were able to get more people under contract than a year ago with 600 fewer conversations. So, how did they do it? They did it by doing the activities that the average are not willing to do. You see, to get more leads in real estate, we have to leverage technology at such a high level, and we have to make sure that we capitalize on the relationships that we've already developed. So here's some strategies. Number one is I want you to create a list of the top 50 people in your life that are most likely to give you one listing referral a year. And I want you to have one personal touch with them. These are your family members, your sorority sisters, your frat brothers. They're your past clients. They're the people that you sit on the sidelines with at your dance competitions or soccer games. They're the people you interact with all the time, and you got to let them know they're in your top 50. When you download the 8651 ebook, it's going to give you the roadmap to do exactly what I tell you to do. This #1 tool, the 8651 ebook, will be the #1 highest converted lead you ever get, and they're a referral lead. So you want more of them, download the book. You'll get it at the end. Number two, you got to start offering resources that others don't. Giving sellers the ability to get a free evaluation of their property's value is massive. And so I'm going to encourage you to offer a home valuation tool. Homeowners are often curious about the valuation of their home, and it's a great way to capture leads. Number three is think about the content that you're marketing with. What are you saying to the market? Are you dropping by their house with a jar of jam that says you're a good cook? Or are you stopping by with some information that teaches them how to get maximum dollar out of their house today? Or how to go from feeling stuck to be engaged using a shift module? Writing articles and blogs and content that positions you as an expert in the space changes the way people interact with you and think of you when they think of real estate. Fourth is social media marketing. You got to use targeted ads on social media platforms to find people who are doing behaviors that are getting them in a position to move. So make sure that you're using AI and the resources that are available to identify the most likely to list. Direct mail campaigns continue to be one of our highest converted leads. I call it geographic farming. When you pick a geographic area that has a high turnover rate and no agent is closing more than 30 or 40% market share in that area, it gives you a unique ability to target that area and work it. And you just don't do direct mailing into it, but you do a geographic farming strategy. You insert yourself into the fabric of the community. You get involved in the homeowners association. You knock doors. You hold open houses. You support the local baseball teams and the basketball teams and the high schools, and you start putting yourself in the community where you're doing that geographic farming. If you really want to take it to the next level of direct mail, then you add number 7 and you start door knocking and you just introduce yourself to the people that live there. Don't door knock and sell. Door knock and serve. Show up with something of value. Get involved in the networking events, put on neighborhood events, do things for charity, the local fire station, raise money for the people that are homeless in the community or the underserved markets in the elementary, junior high school, and even high schools. Those networking events can be phenomenal. We have agents today when they put on events are doing things like business planning for small businesses, and they're using the Workman Success Business Plan to teach small businesses how to think strategically about how to grow. And by doing that, they're becoming part of their communities. Open houses are a great way to generate new listing leads if you ask the right questions. Remember, you're there at the open house to sell a home. When you knock on the doors around the neighborhood, you say, I've got lots of people that are going to come through this house that want to buy the home, and this home won't last. Who else do you know that wants to sell their house? Or if we could get you top dollar and find you another house to move in, would you be willing to make a move? Ask people the questions directly, and if they say yes, you add them to your list of secret inventory. Other things we can do to generate listing leads is we can work for sell by owners and expired listings. In the downloads at the end of this, I'm going to give you a link to a company we use called REDx that identifies properties that have sold in the past or that didn't sell where they went on the market. We know who the sellers are. They're for sell by owners, they're expired, they get notices of default. And REDx has the ability to identify all of those people, give you the list of who to call, and give you the scripts and the practice to be able to dial. REDx is a money-making tool for those who really want to prospect. And then number 10 is get community involvement. We talked about that. Get involved. Show your commitment to the community by volunteering with serving the community. You can get involved with pets. You can get involved with the neighborhood. You can get involved in boards, or you can even just get involved in local charities. But just get involved. I've learned that you get by giving. If you want more referrals to come in, then show up and give more referrals and support that community. Number 11 is to really focus on your blog and your website optimization. Your search engine optimization and the online presence matters. I can't think of anybody today who, when they need to buy something, doesn't go to Google first, or they go on Amazon and they check. Do you have great reviews? Do you have good search engine optimization? Are you showing up in the searches when people look for houses in your community? If not, learn how to do it or find a partner that can help you make that happen. Number 12 is to find strategic partners who are also helping people at difficult times in their lives. Attorneys, divorce attorneys, probate attorneys, financial advisors, people who advise people on their wealth building or on their real estate transactions but don't actually sell real estate, become great partners at you not only referring to them but also receiving business from them. Make sure they know you're an expert in working with people through difficult situations when there's a death in the family or when there's a divorce. And let them know that you become a neutral facilitator and don't take sides. If it's a financial advisor and they've got to move their properties into different kinds of trusts, make sure that you understand how to do that process and can serve them. So when it comes time to sell that property, you become a trusted resource. And then follow up. You know, you heard me say before, there are no bad leads, only people who aren't ready yet. Make sure that when you get new people coming into your pipeline through all of these different marketing strategies, that you have an A, a B, and a C process for staying in touch and staying at the front of the mind of these people. And last, repetition equals mastery. You must be consistent in all of your marketing activities. Be consistent in your messaging, consistent in your follow-up, and that's how you'll stay engaged with all of these amazing people. There's 14 different ways of adding leads to your database. I know if you incorporate them, it'll make a difference. So how do you stay motivated when none of them are converting? Well, you have to embrace challenges as opportunities. You have to recognize when it's hard, change what you're saying. You have to stay focused on the things you can control. You can't control interest rates. You can't control the outcome of the election. You certainly can't control inflation, but you can control how you work in it. So stay focused on what you can control. Conversations, face-to-face meetings, presentation skills. Cultivate curiosity in the way that you message. Have people say, wait, how did you do that? Make sure you're messaging to the market with emotional intelligence. Stay connected with your people. Motivation happens when you're doing the right things. I have so many teams today, even on a coach training call this morning, I realized that my teams that are thriving in a challenging market are staying connected to the people that other people are waiting for them to call. And then prioritize your self-care. Make sure that you have balance in family, faith, friends, fun, and fitness, so that when you're focused on finances, you know that you've got joy at the end of the day. And last but not least, keep the big picture in mind. As I think about all of the things that you can do, I guess that the biggest thing that I can tell you is that activity breeds productivity. Choose the things that you can control, focus on them, download the list of 14, pick one or two, and just do it. The difference between average and exceptional is not the quality of the person. The exceptional do the basic fundamentals at a higher level impossible that the average are not willing to do. If you want a non-negotiable activity, right now, here it is, download it. It's the 8651 ebook, 14 ways to generate more seller leads in real estate, and the 7 ways to stay motivated. Not only download it, read it, remember it, and then execute, and you're on your way to listing mastery. And remember, you want to last in this business, you got to list if you want to last.